Hello everybody, I'm Storm here. Welcome back to Factorio. In the last episode, we started working on the, we started looking at how to make hydrofluoric acid, which we're going to need for getting infinite givelite. And I think, as I mentioned, we can get givelite, we just can't get infinite quantities of it. So, I mean, we could kind of get a charge of givelite into the system, but eventually it'll run out unless we get some hydrofluoric acid. So, we probably want to get that hydrofluoric acid taken care of. So, we were looking at methods of obtaining that, and methods of obtaining fluorite, right? Fluorite ore. And there were two methods. One using our standard kind of sorting process. We're going to need crystal catalyst and stereotype chunks and rubite chunks. The other one was by taking like either mineral sludge or well, I think it's slag slurry or crystal slurry, turning it into mineral sludge and then crystallizing it into what we needed. But that was going to be an enormous operation to get anything near what we would want. So this is the method that we're kind of looking at right now. Now, in the comments, someone did remind me that we can also use acid gas to get hydrofluoric acid as well. But I think there was one complication with that, and that's going to be synthesis. No. Where is it? Catalytic cracking of acid gas. Right. So, that is going to produce some levels of hydrogen fluoride, or what is that? A hydrofluoric acid? Yeah. But it also produces, what is that? Hydrogen sulfide, I think is what that is, which can also be used to make sulfuric acid through a process. And it produces carbon dioxide, which, we can use or burn it off. Problem is that this requires green metal catalyst, which needs aluminum ore and silver ore to make. Which means we'll need refined ores to be able to do this process. And, we could go grab some refined ores from this whole process, which, wouldn't be impossible. And we would have to do the processing somewhere in this vicinity, hook it up to a bay, possibly here, like maybe throw a bay in there, and then use it to pick up the hydrofluoric acid. We would also need to deliver the acid gas over here, and we have it set up. So again, not impossible. Let me just turn this off for a second. I could splice in here. I could probably set up something there. And we would just need somewhere to deliver this stuff. And there just isn't a lot of room over here. I'd have to see if I could wedge. Oh, this is the wrong bay, I think. I could probably wedge. Let's see. I can actually do this from here. All right, let's turn off this trees and rocks. Let's go say remove that. Remove that. So we should send some constructors over there. And then we can add in a bay there. And we could do one. That might actually work. It wouldn't be the best option, because again, we don't have any parking over here, but it would at least kind of get us set up a little bit. Get some initial stuff going. Alright, so we'll look into that. But for now, we're going to continue working on this project, which was to set up the delivery depot for all of our various raw minerals. So we set up this thing to offload trains and begin storing. I initially put 4 warehouses in this line. I decided against that and just keep it to 4 warehouses, a bit overkill. And I think I said that I was going to try and work on building out the rest of this off screen, but I didn't get to it, so we're going to have to do it here. And the easiest way to do this is most likely going to be to create a blueprint for this specific application. And just do that. We don't need the train stop. We don't need any of the tracks or signals in here. No, because they're going to be all the same. All right. And so now, all my constructors just need to get to it. And we're also going to need to do this. And we're going to need to add in warehouses. Alright, here come the belts. Oh, and we also are going to need the combinators. Oh, still need more of them. Alright, everybody look like it's actually built in? Yes. Okay, and I did actually color code these stops. Alright, so we need to all get in here and adjust these combinators. So this is going to be stereotype. So we want to go ahead and get in here. It's stereotype ore. Stereotype ore, stereotype ore. Good. This is going to be rubite. So rubite ore, rubite ore, rubite ore. This is going to be bobmonium. 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 Carbonium. Oh, we need to do one more. Missed one. There we are. Okay. And this is going to be Crotinium. 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 Looks like we are missing power in a bunch of places. That's okay. We'll get to it. And then you guys are going to be Gibelites. Of course, as soon as you get built in. Gibelite. Gibelite. And Gibelite. There we go. And everybody should be in logistics range. Yes, we are. Because I need to build a bunch more. I need to build a bunch more warehouses, so I need bricks. Lighting, all important. Just need some brick. It should be on the way. We have 70 on the way. Okay, let's deal with some of these power issues while we're waiting for deliveries. So... you guys should be covered. Nope, nope it isn't. Well, that's a tad annoying. Alright, well, could we come up with a better solution? Hold on. Or maybe come up with a better solution in general. Let's see. Let's pull out these power poles. And let's switch over to substations instead. There's a power pole. Yeah, it seems like got a little bit excessive there. You know, why are there two power poles there? Alright, so let's go for a Mark III substation. And if I drop that in right about there, that gives us pretty good coverage. So let's go ahead and drop in another Mark III substation. Probably go in right about there. And then we can probably drop in one more over there. That'll provide all the power we need. Perfect. I still need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these guys. So I think stone brick will kick that up to 800 that I want on hand. Should be fine. And continue dumping off this wood that I don't need. We'll have to set up something that requests wood to burn or something. Alright, so here we're going to have our various, storage for our minerals. All this is storage. And my question is going to become, do I want to use existing mines? I think it might be a good idea to go ahead and use existing mines. I'll need to upgrade these guys. Should be fairly easy. There you go. You're upgraded. The thing is, I don't necessarily want to divert from there, and we don't exactly have a lot of good parking over here. So it will kind of clog things up a tad. So I don't necessarily want to use these very extensively. Maybe a single train. Okay, so I think I can do that. We can do 2 locomotives. Steel. How's our steel reserves looking? We have 42,000 steel. Good. 51,000 iron. Even though we are putting a little bit of load on there because we did use up some stuff. But I can at least get a, let's say, a rubite train running. So let's go ahead and drop a train on here. Okay, we'll make it the same red as that station. This is going to need some fuel, which I can actually go ahead. No, we're going to use the fuel blocks, and what you are going to do is first thing you're going to do is fuel up. Next thing you're going to do is figure out which of these stops is our rubite mine. RB mine, alpha, rubite loading, inventory full, I say, or 5 seconds of inactivity. And then we're going to head to Mineral Depot, rubite unload, inventory empty. And I'll hop aboard. I'm actually going to switch to the locomotive. And we're not going to worry about waiting for this. Alright, we're going to just tell you, go ahead and head there. We got plenty of fuel for the first circuit. This is a Mark III train, so it should get pretty fast. And we just upgraded those with ultimate inserters, so that should be, like, stupid quick. Oh, yeah. I'm not necessarily going to wait here for the whole load, though. That should be good. Alright, and then go ahead and move it to the unloading. All those poor bots trying to chase me down on the train. Alright. And rubite flows into the system. Perfect. Except that it needs a... Oh. Alright, I need stone, brick, and more steel. Alright. But we'll get to that. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to work on getting this fluorite ore. That's going to be the first thing we're going to set up because we need it for everything else. Problem is we now have rubite in the system, but we don't have steatite. And I do not believe we actually have any steatite mine. Though there is a large steatite ore deposit right there. Very conveniently next to our existing depot here. Now the problem is going to be is that without sufficient parking, we are going to have problems, traffic issues over there if we start utilizing that heavily. So I'm probably going to have to redesign this slightly. So I am going to need you to come back. Or I'm going to need my train to come back. I think that's the one I'm looking for. Yeah, I'm going to call you back. So I'm going to be in the station for a second. There we go. Oh. Silly thing. I just need you to go there, please. Thank you. Fortunately, we don't have a traffic jam in the refueling station anymore. It appears that the various adjustments of the signals that I made are working, which is good. Okay. So. What we're going to need to do here is we're going to need to put in parking. One of these. And we're going to have to try to fit it into where everything is existing because this is going to start happening. And that's going to be a slight issue. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to lay this in. Because it looks like I can fit it to where it won't bump into things. So it won't disrupt the existing system. And then what I'll do, and this is going to cause all kinds of complaining, I'm pretty sure, as the trains are going to be like, what in the world is this? And hopefully they'll be able to figure out their pathing while I get this thing built. Alright. There we go. That will work great. And then once we actually get this thing installed, perhaps one of the easiest things we might just go ahead and do is get a solid connection through here so everybody's all hooked up, and then get our signals Oh, I put this in backwards. Oh, I put this in backwards. Lordy. Gotta pay attention to what orientation the signal's in when I do this. Oh, no big deal. I'll just flip things around. Right. Okay. Where did I put that book? There you are. Alright, there's all of our signals. Perfect. Let's go ahead and tear that out. Ooh. Need to be careful. I do have... Do I have actually shields? Yeah, I do have energy shields on there, but a train flying at full speed will kill me pretty quickly. Okay, so that's going to add in the parking area. And so... what we're going to need is we're going to need a loading bay. The thing is, I made it a bit awkward on myself because I added this in. But that's okay. No, not that one. Alright, so then that's going to be our loading bay here for stereotyte. Yes, I never did any stereotyte refining before. So, one thing I might want to actually put out here, because it'll make things a little bit more convenient, is a radar. We're going to need more warehouses. We're going to have a lot of mineral storage in the system. Yep, we'll need to use that, but we can't really do it yet because the actual rail is not in place and the stop is not in place. We should have construction bots delivering stuff soon. Yep, there they are. Okay, so now I have this radar, right? Yep, there it is. Let's go ahead and drop it in here so it has some power so we can get a look at what we've got. Alright, so here is our stereotyte. It's a large deposit, but the actual infinite section is somewhat small. And it's going to need sulfuric acid. So we're also going to need a place to bring in sulfuric acid over here. Again, not too big of an issue. We'll just need another bay. Have to get around those pipes. Tree out of the way. There we go. Oh, did I just take out a piece of track? I think I did. Yep, there it is. Okay. So yeah, we'll bring in sulfuric acid. We'll bring, and then we'll pick up the actual ore. Do I actually have a liquid loading bay set up anywhere? No, doesn't seem so. Alright, no problem. We'll need that. We'll need 2 of those. We'll need that, and oh, pump is going to be this way. Pump is going to be that way. Can I do some liquid wagons? Not enough iron. Okay. I'll do another substation over here. Okay, so what are we going to call this? This stuff has all been... We're calling this, what, the RB mine? We're probably going to call this, RBS mine now. I probably do need to come up with some sort of consistent naming convention, but, yeah. As long as I know what it is, it should work. Now look at those ultimate inserters run. Alright. So this is going to be, what? RB... ST mine alpha sulfuric acid unload. Alright, and then this is going to be RBST mine alpha Did I not actually save any of those? I probably didn't. Steerite loading. Okay. Oh, but it looks like by the time that we are actually out of time for this episode, And I think I still have some stuff over there that are unbuilt. Yes. No big deal. So, what we'll do is we'll probably, next episode, I need to set up the train that is going to run the Bobmonium, because we're doing a Rubite right now. We're going to run the Bobmonium over there. And then we're going to set up this stereotype mine. So we're going to need to bring in the sulfuric acid. We'll set up this stereotype mine. We're probably going to use large area mining drills around the perimeter of this so that we can pick up all of the non-infinite stereotype around these edges. And then we'll go with the faster stuff inside, but we'll actually see. I may just stick with the large area mining drills. We're definitely going to need another stereotype mine somewhere. I mean, we have large deposits over here, over here. We have some deposit down there, but we need to clear some more enemies. There is... Well, I don't need to worry about that one. There is a deposit over here, but that's a bit awkward to get to. There appears to be a deposit right there as well, which we could do a T-junction, bring a branch up there, set up a mine there. That wouldn't be bad. That looks to be a fairly largish infinite deposit as well. So that certainly larger infinite deposit than that one. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we'll look into that, and then we'll go ahead. We'll start working on getting all this set up. The crystal catalyst. The crystal catalyst is going to be interesting. Well, the refining process that we're going to use is going to produce geodes, and then we can turn those geodes into crystal catalyst. We're going to have like a whole geode processing area somewhere where we're going to have to ship off geodes, and I can always convert them on site. I'm not really sure how we're going to handle it yet. All right, but we'll continue work next episode. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.